Hey guys, um, I came across a video today, and I've seen many like this that says Jesus never claimed to be God. Now, if you do a quick Google search, you'll see varying times that he did say he was God in the Gospels, the four Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And the last time I looked, like months ago, it said there was like 82 to 87 times that he claimed to be God. So I was looking for this particular video that I saw earlier today, and I spent half the day trying to find it again, and I couldn't find it. So I did find this one, and this is a a Muslim who is asking James White, who's a Christian apologist, and debates quite often on the topic um, about Jesus and his divinity and who he claims to be. So he gets asked that very question here, and he's got a very good response. And I'm going to follow up with what I found also on the interwebs. So here, let's take a look.
To make it super clear, I am God, or I am the Son of God. It should be repeated. Why throughout the text he says, Son of Man, Son of Man, Son of Man, Son of Man?
Could I answer that?
Yeah.
So he has something to say about this. Oh, we got shy. Um, so he's asking about the context of today's language, right? So today we want to hear, I want to see where God said, I am God. Well, that's what we want to hear in today's language. But in the time that the Bible was written, although the Bible is written for us, it wasn't written to us. It was written to a people who understood exactly what Jesus was saying. So, so that's where James White is going to answer this question. So let's go.
We're getting a little far afield, but I really want to answer this because I've addressed it many times. Interestingly enough, Jesus did say, I am, a number of times in a very significant way. He used the term I am in the way that it's used in the Old Testament of Yahweh. In John 8:58, he said, "Prin Abraham genestai ego I me." Before Abraham was, I am. The Jews picked up stones to stone him. Why were they stoning him? For claiming to be a prophet? No, for claiming a divine name. He used that very same phrase when the soldiers came to arrest him in John chapter 18. And when he said, I am, let me just answer this. When he said, I am, the Jews fell back upon the ground when he uttered those words. And in John 13:19, he quoted directly from Isaiah 43:10, where God identifies himself as the I am of himself. He did, in fact, accept worship. And while the Bible does say Jesus was a prophet, that's not all it says Jesus was. He is prophet, he's priest, he's king, he's Son of God, and Son of Man is a divine title. Remember in Mark chapter 14, during the trial of Jesus, what happens when Jesus quotes from Psalm 110 and Daniel chapter 7 and says, you'll see the Son of Man? What does the high priest do? He tears his robes and says, you've heard the blasphemy. What further need do we have of witnesses? Why? Because when you go to Daniel chapter 7, the Son of Man is worshipped in the highest form of worship.
Shouldn't Jesus really make it super?
So what James White is referring to as the Son of Man, we're going to get into that. So what I did is I did a quick couple of Google searches, and I only do Google searches because they're quick and easy. But they're non-biased, right? I could look at a biased website and like Got Questions or the Haven app, which is a little hard to do on the laptop here. But anyway, so I asked, show me the verses where Jesus claimed to be God. So in the AI overview, it says right here, unlike the Gospel of John, where Jesus makes direct, unmistakable I am claims, and the I am is saying, I am he, I am who I am, is what he told Moses. Well, it says right here, the book of Mark reveals Jesus' divinity more subtly through his actions and authority. However, there is one explicit defining moment of direct admission. So we're going to go to that. The explicit claim at his trial. So in Mark is widely regarded as the earliest gospel, meaning that it's the closest to Jesus within a few decades of his life. So definitely within the lifespan of the writers and the witnesses. Mark 14, 61, 62. Let's see what it says right here. When the high priest directly asked Jesus, "Are you the Christ, the Son of the Blessed One?" So what he is asking, are you of divine nature? When you Son of the Blessed One being God himself, and Christ meaning Messiah from God himself, that's what they're asking him. Are you claiming to be of God's authority? Jesus replies with the divine, unambiguous I am. So let's go to the down here to the quote. Again, the high priest asked him, "Are you the Christ, the Son of the Blessed One?" "I am," said Jesus. And he follows up by saying, "You will see the Son of Man himself," right, "sitting at the right hand of the Mighty One and coming on the clouds of heaven." So, okay, so why is that important? The one on riding on the clouds. Jesus refers to himself as the Son of Man riding on the clouds. That's the question I asked. On the next one, when Jesus refers to himself as the Son of Man riding on the clouds, he is claiming divine authority. This is the whole reason that Jesus is up on trial. This is the reason why when he was saying this in open conversation and preaching to people, that they picked up stones to stone him because they called him a blasphemer. Unlike today, they understood back then in their day that Jesus was making the claim that he was of the same authority, being the Son of the Blessed One, God. So no one else has that title, so you can't claim that title without being blasphemous. And this is the whole reason why he was up on trial in the first place. And so when they asked him, he said, "I am." Not only that, Fulios, you're going to see this Son of Man riding on the clouds and seated at the right hand of power. And that's God, and that's going to be in the end time. So let's see. Trial before the high priest. We just covered that. It's also, not only is it in Mark, but it's in Matthew 26. Okay. So Mark 14, 61 and 62. When the high priest asks if he's the Messiah, Jesus replies, "I am, and you will see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of the Mighty One and coming on the clouds of heaven." I know, it's impressive, isn't it, buddy? Jesus is directly quoting the prophetic vision of Daniel 7, 13, and 14. So the reason that's important is because David is seeing a vision of the Son of Man. He's seeing a vision of Jesus Christ 700 years or so before Christ was born. He is seeing the vision of the Almighty One. So not only is Jesus making reference to himself being riding on the clouds in the end times, he is fulfilling prophecy from Daniel saying, "I am the one that it will be riding on the clouds." And you're going to be in a whole lot of trouble if you're on the wrong side. So, okay, what else do I got here? In the Bible, who is the one that rides on the cloud? So overall, and you can kind of piece this together already, since I've already pretty much said it. But let's see what the overview has to say on that question. Who is the one that rides on the clouds? In the Bible, riding on the clouds is a title and imagery primarily associated with God. The motif is later applied to Jesus in the New Testament. So specific cloud riding descriptions appear throughout the scriptures. Some of them are down here. God, which is Yahweh, the Old Testament frequently depicted God as the ultimate cloud rider. So you could find that in Psalm. This is taking me serious, huh? In Psalm 68:4, in Deuteronomy 33:26, who rides through the heavens to your help? That would be God. Isaiah 19:1 speaks of the Lord on a swift cloud. And Jesus, the Son of Man, in the New Testament, cloud riding contents we just looked over it. So in Daniel, with his Old Testament 7:13, he's referring to that as we already pointed out in Mark and in Matthew. And also in Revelation, it is written that Jesus will return on the clouds so that every eye will see him. So there is only one in the Bible that is depicted as riding on the clouds, and it is the Almighty God himself and Jesus, because Jesus is God. He is God the Son, and he has equal and anointed authority by God the Father. So there's that. So there's our understanding today, but what did the people in the day think about his claims to be the one that was riding on the clouds? Well, as we said, he was on trial. So the Pharisees' consensus was that Jesus' I am claims were blasphemy, a capital offense under Mosaic law. I'm waiting for the cat to get his tail out of the way. When Jesus used the phrase, most notably in John 8:58, the Pharisees recognized it as a deliberate echo of God's self-identification to Moses in Exodus. In Exodus 3:14. Moving my camera. Hey. Because they viewed Jesus as merely a mortal man, they believed he was committing the ultimate sacrilege by making himself equal to God, leading them to attempt to stone him. So there you have it. There is Jesus Christ claiming to be God multiple times, and most notably when he was on trial. They asked him, "Are you the Son of the Blessed One? Are you the Messiah? Are you the Christ?" And he emphatically says, "I am." So Jesus says, "I am." He also says, "If you love me and you love my Father, you will keep my commandments as I have kept my Father's commandments." And that's the way to heaven. We must keep his commandments because we love him. If we love him, we keep his commandments. He's said it multiple ways, and it's the truth. And Jesus himself is the way, the truth, and the life, and no one gets to the Father except through Jesus Christ himself. So I just wanted to leave that with you. I thought that was important to go over. I think I went over it a year ago or so, but it's always good to go back to it because it's good to reread and go over these scriptures, because sometimes you forget the full context. And going and finding these comments causes us as believers to go back and read it and be a little bit more better versed in answering these questions. So as always, guys, I love you. May the Lord bless you and keep you. And the Lord that I serve sees you and loves you. All right. Peace out. See you next time.